Hey, what's up, you guys? Yeah, fair. I'll be painting. Hopefully today this is a quick one. Um, the reason why I say it's a quick one is because there's not a lot of colors going on today. But I wanted to show y'all this because you could do so much with this type of view, I guess. Um, you can always add a sun, or if you want to do like a nighttime one, you could do a nighttime one and change the colors in the background. You can even get more detailed with the trees with this one. So, for example, I just did this with, just your plain old paintbrush. But if you want to go really detailed, you can even use masking tape. Go around the edges. You want to go ahead and make it smaller the closer you are to the center of the canvas, and then go bigger as you go out. So you can do that with your masking tape. Mix your colors on your brush, go over, and then peel your masking tape so that way it gives you all the all the bark and everything, all the bark detail on the actual tree. Uh, but as far as colors today, I am using blue, a little bit of white, some red, and then your black. But again, if you want to do other colors, you're more than welcome to. Hey, thanks, LD, for being here. Thanks, Mike, for being here. Appreciate y'all. K2, fair. All right, so I'll go ahead and get started. Again, we start with our regular brushes. We have our big brush. We do have a medium brush today that is a little bit different just because it's an older brush. And if you could tell, the bristles are pretty worn out. But I don't mind using brushes like this, especially when it comes down to details like this with the leaves and everything. You can also make those details with a fan brush. So if you have a fan brush, pull this one out and you can go ahead and make all kinds of details as far as the branches. And then we have our liner brush. So as far as my liner brush, I'm just using my good old reliable, this guy. Had these brushes for years, but you can use any brush. Alrighty, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start with my blue. And I'm going to mix more on the canvas that I do on my palette today. So I'm taking some blue and some white. I don't want to make a very light blue. I definitely want to keep it more darker towards the middle here. Now I do recommend if you are doing like a nighttime sky or anything like that, try to use really bright colors besides just black, so that way your trees can stand out. Alrighty, so with this color, this is my blue right here, I'm just going to go right in the middle. And I am doing a circular stroke to just go ahead and fill up this area. I might have to do a couple of coats just because I repainted this painting, or this canvas, I'm sorry, for a couple of times already. So this is probably going to be the last time I paint this one. Just get some new ones. So I'm adding that blue. Now I do want to go ahead and start blending outwards. So with just a little bit of water on my brush, I'm going to go ahead and pick up some more white. And I'm going to just start going outwards. I don't want to bring this brush back in the middle over here. I'm just going to start going outwards in that same circular motion. Now, eventually we are going to go ahead and get back in here to pick up some of this color behind us to then blend this out. If it's not blending out for you, just go ahead and pick up some more color of the first one that you made and go back in. I just want to put color down so that way it dries and I can do a second coat on. But if you have a brand new canvas, one coat should be good. But doing this circle right here is what's going to give us that effect of a fisheye. So you don't want to go straight and fill it in. You want to do more of a circle. So being that my paint is still kind of wet on the outside, that's why I'm bringing this color a little bit out more. But you can add so much detail to this. Like, for example, once you're done with your sky, if you want to add clouds and that type of thing, you could definitely do that. Hey, what's up, Mela? Thanks for being here. I hope everybody's had a good break. If you had a break from work or anything like that. If not, then I just hope that you guys have been having a good time with your family. If y'all hear a dog that can't breathe, it's because I'm babysitting my sister's dogs right now. So she's an overweight pug, so you'll hear the breathing from time to time. If chat wants to see her at the end, I might think about it. Just because she's so fat and I can't really carry her. Alrighty, so now that I have my blue established, again, you can always go back and do as many layers as you want. I'm going to take some of that white still with my brush. I might have to change brush again, I might have to wash my brush, but I'm not sure yet. Let me just see how this looks. No, that's pretty good. So yeah, what you want to do is just a light, really light color towards the bottom. I ran out of paint, so give me a second. So yeah, I'll probably clean my brush, but Essentially, you want that light to come in before we start adding our different color. So all I did was take just straight white on my brush because my paint underneath is still pretty wet. Just taking a little bit of white, spreading it around. If you feel like there's too much of a difference, like for me right here, all I want to do is just blend out that middle part right here. Make it look a little bit smoother. I might let this layer dry before I keep blending a little bit more. Hey, what's up, Moldy? How are you? Yeah, so if you're just coming in, I do want to repeat that you could do whatever you want as far as this piece right here. This is just how to get it done as far as the technique, I would say, and the towards the trees and everything. But I've seen some really cool ones. So, for example, I saw people going more. Oops, sorry. More detailed as far as the trees itself. So we're doing just regular black trees right now, but if you wanted to go more detail as far as showing the bark and all that kind of stuff, you could just use tape, masking tape, and blend your colors on your brush. And with one swipe, I think I'm gonna have to let that area dry a little bit. But with one swipe, you can go ahead and get that detail of the bark and everything. So you can go as detailed as you want with this piece. All right, I'm just gonna let it dry for a little bit before I move on. Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody. I know in Australia it's gonna be New Year's, or today is New Year's Eve. So Happy New Year's Eve to everybody out there. Anybody doing anything crazy for New Year's? Just hanging out with family? keep running on my paint over here, so I'm gonna just keep letting it dry a little bit more. No, yeah, I hear ya, Mela. I think it was last year or the year before that for me. I think I went to bed like at 10. I have been working on something. Moldy. Yeah, probably. Maybe she's holding it in right now. I doubt it. I doubt it. But no, I just wanted to say that I've been working on something as far as doing something unique for chat, as far as being more involved, I guess. And I am gonna be starting it, this upcoming year. I will be transparent about it because I'm so new to this. Canela. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, they're Spanish dogs too, so. But yeah, like I was saying, I think I'll be starting that probably not next week, but the week after. So I asked ChatGPT a little bit because I was a little lost as far as what to call it and whatever. Just trying to get my idea in order. Sometimes AI comes a little useful. So with that being said, it's an interactive painting stream with me where chat can basically participate. And I'll be giving y'all options as far as what to add to the painting. And based on the votes, we'll be adding that. So it has nothing to do with, contributing monetarily or anything like that. I'm still pretty new to all this, so I don't expect anybody to do anything like that for me yet. But with that being said, I'm very excited. ChatGPT helped me with the name. I don't know if it's a good name or not. I've gotten yeses, I've gotten nos. So if you guys want to hear, I'll tell you. But again, essentially it's just chat helping me paint the picture. I'll pick what kind of picture, but you guys can help me add whatever. Well, not whatever. The choices that I give you. Let's just put it that way. There will be a wild card where you guys can pick whatever, which I believe will be very fun. Had a Spanish dog? Yeah. Is there a list of supplies that one should have to do the painting stream with me? No. As far as like my regular painting streams, if you want to join, yes, please, by all means. Usually I just use your basic colors as far as primary colors and black and white for these paintings. I don't like to use colors that are already pre-made because I want to show you guys how to make the color. If you have a pre-made color, then by all means use that, right? But I use all the basic colors so that way you could see how to make whatever color we're trying to achieve, because we can with all these primary colors in black and white. But no, as far as the game one, because I'm thinking it's more of a game than anything. No, you don't need anything for that one. Oh, I wish I knew who Keenan was. I'm not sure, or is. I'm sorry. I wish I knew who Keenan is. I'm not sure who that is. But if he used to do painting streams, that's cool. Ever since I started doing this, I have seen more of people painting on my For You page. So I'll go in there and I'll check it out, see what they do. Some of them have really good followings. Hey, what's up, Charles? How are ya? Thanks for being here. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to join as far as the paintings that I do normally, yeah, please. I try to show all the materials in the beginning of the stream, like as far as the paintbrushes. As far as the paint, again, you can use your primary blues, red, yellows. So whatever you have in hand, really. It doesn't have to be a specific, but you can also use other things. It doesn't have to be paint. It could be, you know, markers. It could be really anything. Should you could even try to do it digital. I know somebody sent me a digital painting of whatever I taught a couple weeks ago, and that was cool. You know, so you don't necessarily have to do. All right, I keep messing with this background, but it's only because I want it to blend out a little smoother. That's it. I also want it to be the tiniest bit wet down here. So then that way, once I go in with my other color, it'll blend out a little too. Oh yeah, I love pastels. Actually, my pastels are all in this bag right here. I got a lot of stuff. But yeah, I love pastels. The one thing about pastels is that you have to know how to use them, because they can be very frustrating, but they can, if you know how to use them, they can be very satisfying. Um, it's just really about how you're using them. So, for example, um, people don't know that you can blend your pastels with your fingers and it gives you like a nicer blend. Like if I could blend all this color right now with my fingers, I would prefer that. I have more control, as opposed to just doing it with a paintbrush. And it doesn't give you any harsh lines when you're blending like that with your oil pastels. Yeah, in the future, I definitely want to do more than just acrylic painting. Excuse me. But yeah, I want to do more than just acrylic painting. Like eventually, I want to show you guys, iconography, and all that kind of stuff too. Y'all will be doing a little prayer with me if you wanted to join me for that. But I think with just starting off the channel, I want to just kind of establish this type of thing and then move on to other things. Maybe, Pastel Tuesday or I don't know, something like that. That would be fun. Oh, it was Emmett. Yeah, thank you, K2. Yeah, it was Emmett. I want to show that. I don't know if I could. Yeah, I'll tell you, Charles, shading was probably one of the hardest things that I had to learn. And yes, it is less forgiving as far as as far as layers and whatnot. See, like I always say about acrylic, you can mess up acrylic, and it doesn't matter because the way that acrylic works is that you want to work with layers. If you want details, you got to have layers. If you want, anything really with acrylic, it's all about layers. And with oil pastels, it's more of you have to know what you're doing as far as your colors because you can't really go back. I just noticed I added my water over here. Give me a second, sorry. Alrighty. Before my color dries here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the smallest bit of red and a tiniest bit of yellow to make like a blood orange color down here. And I'm going to mix some white as well. So I'm looking for a light color, but not too light. Just like our blue. Oh, my white spilled. Okay. So I might need to make a little bit more of that before I start painting. But again, it's just some red, the tiniest bit of yellow because you don't want it to be orange, and some white. You don't want it a hot pink either. So again, if it gets too light, just add more red to it. Alrighty. I agree. I will also ignore that. All right. So I start from the bottom. Again, I'm doing the same strokes. I'm going along with that shape that we did towards the middle. I don't really want to change those strokes. When you get closer towards the middle, if you notice it getting like a darker color, like how it did just there, it's fine. Just go ahead and clean your brush. And you can clean it with just, water, but I'm going to just wipe it with my rag here. And I'm going to go in with the tiniest bit of white and go back and blend this out. Run out of white, that's fine. go add a little bit more. You don't want a lot on your brush. You want it to pick up the color that's right behind it too. So you don't want a lot. If you have to go back to the top over there, same thing, same process. Just go ahead, add a little bit more. And actually, I should add more of this color up here, just because we have it a little higher on our example. And you know what? I don't even mind this purple that it's making. It actually looks kind of cool. So again, same thing. I'm just taking my white. Yeah, thanks, Mela. I agree. I agree. Oh, but yeah, like I was saying, as far as this painting, though. Ooh. Sorry, I might sidetrack. That looks nice. Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm just going to do a little bit more of this white before we move on to the trees over here. Again, if you are doing this painting at your own leisure, please add more detail, add some clouds, add some, some detail to the actual trees. You could do different colors, anything like that. I would love to see some variety. Alrighty, so while that dries, like I was saying, you can go ahead and use masking tape. Give me a second. You can use masking tape to help you with your trees. Now, this one's tiny, the size of it. But if you have anything thicker, then you could do that too. And what is it called? What you want to do is you want to start it from the center. And then you can do, you know, the size, whatever size you want, you know. But what I mean is you could go ahead and take a color, like for example, I can make a brown, and then I can make like a dark brown and add some white. Just like this, right? And with that, I could do one stroke of that color, and it'll show the bark and all that kind of stuff on the tree. Then once it's dry, you go ahead and rip it off, and then you can move on to the next tree. For the end over here, if you notice, they're tiny. The points are small. By the time I get to the outwards of the tree, or I mean of the canvas here, the tree's a lot thicker. So that's what you want to do, is you want to go ahead and keep it small down up here, and you get bigger as you go down. So I might do some trees with tape, you know, I might do it. Really, I wanted to just go ahead and keep it simple, but you know what? Since I already have the paint on my brush, let's see, is it dry? You know what? For you, Moldy, I'll do this. I'll do one tree, and if I like it, I'll go ahead and do a couple more. You do want to secure your tape first before you go ahead and start adding colors, just because it might bleed out and you don't want it to do that. So again, I got brown and I got this white. I made this brown earlier because I was doing a little other thing, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to take where the light is, I'm going to push that towards the inside of the tree here. And I can even try to darken this a little bit too. Let me see if I can make some quick dark brown here. It's like a greenish color. All right, I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush to add that darker color. And it's okay if your brush isn't like straight. I mean, trees aren't really straight either. Not all of them, at least. So it's okay if your brush does a little wiggle here and there. I was talking about the paint, Charles. Alrighty. I want to dry it so that way I could peel it off and see how it came out. So hold up. Let me go ahead and just put this tape off to the side. And I'll show you guys a more... So if you notice, there's some like light color. There's some in between. There's a dark. And obviously, the more you do these, you can go ahead and add as much as you want. The only thing about these type of trees is, let's say, for example, if you want them all detailed, then you have to take that same color that you made your trees with. Take your liner brush. There you go. And then that's when you start making your branches. Some of them, I can have them going up. Some of them, I'll have them going down. The more center you go, the less detail you want to add. So the closer they are here, the bigger your branches are going to get. The more detailed you can get with them. So again, everything towards the center is going to get smaller. And I can still use those same colors that I used as far as the value. So if I want to add some shading to this, oh, give me a second. Gonna add it towards the bottom of this branch. I might do the same with the other branches over here too. Again, just to add a little dimension. So this is probably going to be the closest tree to us though, because we're able to see all this detail. And I'll keep working on the branches in just a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and continue the rest of our the rest of our trees with black. Okay. So with that being said, again, you could do your fan brush or you could do your medium brush, whichever one works better for you. Before we move on to that though, I do want to add the illusion of some of these leaves and everything being a little bit closer to this color. So that same color that I made for the bottom here, I'm adding the tiniest bit of black. Because I do want to darken it. So before I spill it, there, I don't know if y'all can see that right there. Hold up. Oh, that doesn't work. There we go. So it's like a darker color. I'm using my medium brush here. And all I want to do is I want to add different splotches in just this area down here. I don't want to add this color up here. Just want to have the illusion of some of these being a little bit closer. And again, if you're doing this in all color and you want to do like green, what I would recommend behind here is more of a darker green than a lighter green. You want to save your lighter greens for the ones that are up close. So that's your highlight. You want to save that light green. So you want to have 3 different values for your green. You want to have a dark one, a regular one, and a light one. Your light one is for your details, and your darker one is for your shadows. So I always start, especially when it comes down to this kind of stuff, you want to start from dark to light. Since you're moving outwards, and again, we're working on layers, that's how you're going to achieve that look of it having some depth to it. Ah, dang it. I just dipped my brush in my drinking stuff. Now I have pink lemonade without it actually being pink lemonade. All right. Let's move on to our trees over here. So again, all I'm doing is using my medium brush, and I'm taking black. Maybe I could put this right here in the middle. Nope. Okay. And now I'm going to load my brush with that black. I do want to go ahead and use a flat brush for this one. You could do it with your fan brush. That's fine. But your fan brush won't give you that thickness unless you really press it down. But I do want to get like a chiseled, oops, there you go. Just a fine point. I want to start from the middle here and work my way down. So some trees are going to be going over other trees. And that's fine. But again, you want to start small up here. And then the farther you go down, the more you're going to push down on your brush. Of course, you could have, really skinny trees if you want to do that. Like I could have a couple here, and they kind of just disappear. Then maybe I can have another one. There you go. Now you don't want to do what I just did and make them all the same size. Hey, that's awesome, Moldy. I didn't know you painted. But yeah, please join me for any class, you know. And you want to do this all throughout the painting or the canvas. You do want to have some spaces, you know, to show the background still. Maybe some of them you don't want to make them really thick. I like how this tree's standing out. I'm telling you, if you do a whole thing of just this right here, imagine how detailed your painting is going to be. And now that it actually dried, you could see it a little better as far as the values. So you see the lights, you see the darks, and it's going all throughout the tree. And you could do that with every single one. It's probably going to take more than an hour and a half, so that's why I'm not doing the detailed tree. But it does come out extremely beautiful, very well detailed. And you don't need to do a lot to get that detail either. And maybe I just want a couple more small ones here. Being that this one is closer, I am going to put a tree that looks like it's right behind it. And again, you can add as many trees as you want. You don't have to do it with your medium brush. If you want, again, really, really thin ones, you could definitely start going in with your liner brush and adding those. And again, you could still apply pressure. And add that dimension. But now with your liner brush, oh, you're fine. We're not in a rush here, Moldy. You can paint whenever you're ready. I did try to fix my Grinch stream because apparently a lot of the music that I had in the background was copywritten, and well, we knew that was going to happen, but anyway, I ended up fixing it, so that should be still up. And the nice thing is that you can always go back. By the time I'm done, I'm going to have so much paint on all of my stuff. Alrighty, so to do the tree branches and all that kind of stuff, I really I don't have much to say as far as technique. I really just let my brush do its thing. So I'm not even thinking about it right now. I kind of just let my brush do its thing. I do like to load my brush with paint, and I don't want my paint to be thick because I want my brush to be able to just flow. So even the way I hold my brush changes from when I regularly hold it because again, I'm just kind of just letting it do its thing. Hey, thanks for coming by, Charles. You have a great Happy New Year, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again for stopping by. Yeah, YouTube did give me poop for that. They said, nah, They didn't necessarily block the video. What they did is they said that it wasn't allowed in certain territories, from what I remember it saying. So I don't know. Maybe some people in Africa or whatever couldn't see it. That's racist. So the closer, I just want to mention this again, the closer you are towards the top here, the less detailed you want to get with your branches, right? So maybe you'll be able to see one or two, but the closer you are down here, that's when you can start adding more details to it. So you'll see more than one twig. There you go. So you'll see more than one. And you're going to do that all around. Let's say, for example, you have one that goes over these trees. Do whatever you like. If you wanted to add clouds, I would add the clouds before adding trees. If you wanted to add the moon or the sun, you could do that before or after. Really, it doesn't matter. It depends on where you want it. So if you want it to be centered, you could do that before or after. Or if you wanted it off to the side, we could try on the side. Again, these are all just ideas, so that way it gets you guys pumping for some more art. Or just get creative yourselves. Even if you haven't been creative in a while. Truthfully, I haven't painted in a really long time before this. And I said, you know what, why not? Especially after Jim Bob and Tony, Jim Bob had mentioned that creatives actually have a really good thing right now. And I do agree because with everything that's going on, we need a little bit, just a little positivity, even if it's something like painting. So again, I do appreciate all those creators out there. This is going to take a minute, y'all, but if you have any questions or anything, you can let me know. I'll say this, ever since I started iconography, it's hard for me to balance my arm. So I use my hand to balance my arm here because usually I use the stick now to get that balance. And I think I'm just getting used to it. And again, some branches can definitely go over other trees or other branches. Canela. Nice thing about trees too is that I think they're just extremely relaxing to paint. Oh. Hey, what's up, Emmett? Thanks for being here. Hope you have been having a good day. We're over here painting branches. If you see this random tree over here, this really detailed one as opposed to all the other ones, if you want to go back and check it out, I was just explaining how to do more detailed versions and stuff. So again, don't be scared to go over with branches on other trees. That's how it looks like in nature. And truthfully, the more branches you have, the better. Like, for example, on this one, kind of see branches everywhere. Oh, nice. You made a black canvas. Are you planning on doing the cat dreams? The one with the little cat and the stars? Or were you planning on doing just a completely different painting? Cat Dreams by far is my favorite painting that I've done on stream so far. both the example and the painting that I did live came out really pretty, so I really like those. I do have more ideas for paintings. And actually, I got another cat one coming up. That one's going to be fun. It's got a lot of colors. But again, if you guys have any ideas on what you want to see as far as paintings, I'm very open to suggestions. If you have one specific one that you want me to do, just send it to me on Discord. I'll check it out. And if it looks pretty simple, where I could dumb it down to an hour and a half or a 2 hour class, then I'm more than happy to do that. I just want to do paintings that people like, that people actually like, and say, you know what, I might put that on my wall. Or I'd like to give this to somebody, or whatever. I don't want to do stuff that people don't like. And yeah, isn't that crazy, Moldy? Like, if you notice right now, I'm not really doing much. I'm just letting my brush do its thing. I don't care if the lines are straight or if they're curvy or if I got 2 or 3 branches on each tree. I really don't care. I'm just adding, or I'm sorry, I'm just going along with the flow of my brush. And again, even the way that I'm holding my brush, I'm just kind of letting it do its thing. But that's why I have a liner brush. So that way my lines are thin. When I lift my brush, that little curve that comes with it will automatically happen. I usually say if you're thinking too hard as far as trees, you're doing it wrong. You don't really, it doesn't require a lot of thinking. It really doesn't. Now, if you're doing, or I'm sorry, maybe not trees in general, but definitely branches. All right, I might add a couple more branches to this detailed tree that we have towards the front, just to give it a little bit more. It looks kind of naked right now. All right, let's do that. Hey, Motobomb, how are ya? Thanks for being here. Appreciate ya. Thanks, K2. I think I mentioned it on a previous stream, but I will have these paintings up for sale. I came up with a simple 45, so that way I could do a simple, even simpler 50 or 40, but I would say for the work that I put in and the materials and everything, 45 is pretty decent. So I'll be putting up like my like all my info, like my Instagram, my PayPal, my all that kind of stuff. I'll be putting that up soon. But as of right now, if you like it and you really want to purchase a painting, let me know, and we could do something. But I just appreciate you guys being here. And again, maybe these trees or these branches, since this tree is closer, these can go over those other ones in the back. And again, the closer I get downward, the thicker my branch is going to be. I don't want my branch to stay the same size all across. It won't give that dimension, or that illusion, I'm sorry, of it going out. I'm not sure if you meant this painting, K2, but sure, whichever one you want. All right, I might just add a couple more here, but other than that, we're going to move on. And actually, we'll move on to adding our shading on our tree over here for all these different branches that we just added. So again, it's the same color that I made for the shading for the actual tree, but I'm just going to go underneath these branches and add a little bit of it. I don't want to cover that entire color, so I just want to add a little bit. If you do take your time with this painting, I would love to see it. Hit me up on Discord. I should make a Discord of my own, but I'm still debating that. All right, cool. So I don't know if y'all could see that right there, but and again, you can add as many branches as you want. But yeah, for anybody that's just coming in, that tree that's a different color, that's just to show you guys how to be able to do it a little bit more detailed. All right, so with that being said, we're going to go back to our big brush here. We're going to go back to our big brush. And again, you could do this with either the fan brush, this guy. You could do it with your big brush. And you could do it with your medium brush. It doesn't really matter. Same thing that we did down here with the darker color of this reddish color that we made here. We're going to do the same thing, but now with black. Now, if you're doing regular trees, I do recommend Canela. I'm gonna call Ice. Hey. I'm calling Ice. All right, give me a second, you guys. These dogs. Sit down. Okay. Hey, what's up, Ricky? Alrighty, so now I have my medium brush here. And I just wet it a little because I don't really want too much paint on it. Sit down, little girl. Alrighty. And all I'm going to do now is just do blotches in different areas. I do recommend to do this even if you're doing detailed trees like this one. And the reason why is because your color will actually stand out more. So as far as your medium colors, again, we have 3 different values, right? So we have the medium or the regular, the light version, and then the shade version. You still want to add like a darker color on the back, but you don't want to do your dark shade, if that makes sense. Not sure if that actually makes sense. Canela, hey, sit down. Yeah, I'll be dog sitting for a while, so hopefully this isn't too distracting as far as the dogs. I do apologize. But again, all I'm doing is like splotches. I'm not using a specific technique. If you notice, my brush is kind of all over the place. I am using an older brush. If you want to do, okay, hold up. If you want to do your fan brush, this guy, I like to add paint to the corner of the brush. I got paint all over the brush now. Okay. And if you notice, it does the same thing that my other brush did. So hold up, there you go. But I want to do it with the corners. I don't want to do it with the entire thing. I could, you know, like if I did the entire thing, that's how it looks like right there. Actually, I don't know if y'all could see that. So that's my fan brush work right here. This is my regular brush right here. It still does the same thing. You just have to twist this one a little bit more to get more different shapes. Because otherwise, if you keep doing the same thing, then it's going to be the same shape. I hope that makes sense. If not, I'm so sorry. Now, you don't want to cover all of your branches. You know, you still want to see branches here and there. But what you do want to do is you want to get a good amount of this stuff on here. Oh, yeah. Like I said, if you get really detailed with this, it could get really, really pretty. But it definitely looks like we're looking up. And you could do this type of focal point with any subject or any theme for your painting. It doesn't just have to be nature, you know. But with other stuff, you definitely want to have your measurements. And I can go over that kind of stuff later on too. I just really like messing with paint right now. I'm on a paint phase. Ricky, you're not a newbie. You're such a liar. Everybody, Ricky is another artist um, who has actually done extremely detailed pieces as far as his work. Mainly focuses on digital, I believe, if that's correct, Ricky. Um, Digital. I know I have a painting of his that I'll be getting soon, which looks really cool. Um, so yeah, he doesn't have a channel, so I can't recommend anywhere to go. But I know Ricky's on Discord. Yeah, really cool work. Like cartoonish style, like cartoonish vibe to it. I don't know. Ugh, that word sucks. Okay, cartoonish style. Yeah, there you go. That works better. But I do appreciate you being here, Ricky. That's funny. This tree that is closer, I'm gonna add bigger bundles around it because being that it's closer, I do want to add more detail. And again, this is just the example for this one right here. So I don't want to completely cover that branch. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I like crayons too. They're very fun at a diner or while you're waiting for the dentist or really anything like that. Crayons are pretty fun. I don't eat crayons, just to mention it. But to each their own. All right, cool. So now that we have our blotches here, I can go in with that dark green. And my colors are actually going to pop more because I have those dark blotches in the bottom. And usually to lighten your color, you could just add some of that light colors. So again, I'm going now in with more yellow to make more of a medium green. And just add tiny hints of that medium green. Maybe the closer you get down here, the more you see it. And you can even go lighter. And add some light green. Again, very sparingly. Sparingly? Sparse? Sparingly. Yeah, sparingly. I think that's the right word. Um, but I add seldomly. No? I don't know. Words are hard, okay? Um, there we go. And I'll show you guys the close up on that. So if you notice, you'll see some light greens, some dark greens, and you could do that all throughout the entire canvas. But if you're happy with just doing the black, or if you're just getting started, I do recommend to just start with the black and follow this one right here, so that way you could see how easy it is to actually do it. Then when you start feeling more confident, pick up another color, you know. Is, for example, actually, if you want to do a night sky, where you're going to add more colors in the background, right? You don't want to just do all black. But what I would do for the trees is I would do more of a gray scale, right? So I would go from light gray, dark gray, grays in between, to first of all make sure that my trees are noticed, or you can notice my trees. But then also, so then that way you can add that detail, right? It's all about how detailed do you want your painting to be. You could even have it where, you know, some of the leaves you can't really see. Again, they're all more like darker. You could have bushes coming out of nowhere too. I mean, it really depends on what you want to do. But hopefully, by showing you guys how to get this fisheye view, then you start getting into all kinds of other things. Again, it doesn't not necessarily have to be just nature. What if you just want to do a painting of your bedroom, or your house or something? It's basically the same thing, but then you're adding focal points, which again I could get into later on. Thanks, Summit. I appreciate it. Brocky paint. I don't know about that. I've never tasted. Actually, that's such a lie. So this was originally lemonade, and it wasn't pink at all. And I could prove it by showing you guys the lemonade, but now it's pink. So cheers. Nothing like good old lead lemonade. All right. Again, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I can't appreciate y'all enough. If you do end up doing this painting and you do a more detailed version and it looks better than mine, I will send you something. I don't know. But again, thank you so much, y'all, for being here. Hopefully somebody else is streaming. If somebody can let me know of anybody else streaming, we could probably ghetto raid over there or something. Oh, come on. Taste the brown paint. Yeah, I don't think I want to taste the brown paint, but you know, maybe another time. Maybe I need a couple of drinks in before I do that. You know what, K2? That's a really good idea. Like a lighthouse and a lake Freyer Freyer Freider Freider Freyer. I'm thinking it's Freyer. That's a really nice idea. That's something that I would definitely consider, especially like with the water and the lighthouse and the rocks and all that kind of stuff. That's really nice. I'm not sure how detailed a lake Freyer would be, but I could try to dumb it down to where it's simple. Yeah, I'm sorry. Words are really hard. And no, especially if brown pigment. You know what? Let me just check my paint real quick. Let me see where it's from. Made in the USA. Perfect. I have the proof. Made in the USA. All right, cool. Hold up. Now I just want to check all my stuff. Oh man. I got one that's made from China. Boo. Okay, I actually just bought this one. Oh, that's awesome. Made in the USA. Perfect. Okay, so we got some USA, we got some China. I'm really hoping we don't have anything from India. Made in the USA. Hell yeah. All right, what about these cheap ones? Made in the USA. Look at that. Ah, you know, you're so right. Minnesota is in the USA. Oh man. We're doomed. We're so doomed. All right. Thank you again, everybody. I appreciate y'all. Is anybody else live right now? Because if they are, we could try to get right over there. Uh, or not, then, just do whatever you want to do. It's a free country, kind of. Not really. Thanks, LD. I appreciate you. Oh, cool. All right. Thanks, K2. Alrighty, you guys. Well, again, thank you, and we will see you in the next one.